Am I the asshole for teaching kids basic life skills, giving them food? I, 40 female, am currently not working due to an extremely mismanaged labor a little over a year ago that left me unable to stand for extended periods and I had difficulty walking. As a result, I've been at home a lot more than I usually am. I usually lecture at a local university. My partner and I own a 5-acre section on the outskirts of a town. There are 2 buildings on the property, our 2-bedroom home and a 8-bedroom former B&B that we run as a very cheap rental. More because the rental market here sucks and we wanted to help out, than because we need the money. The house is usually mostly rented by teens, young adults who have been placed here by a local council agency that supports young who have mental, physical disabilities or mental health issues. This started a few years back because my partner, a semi-retired professor, researcher, doctor, offered to set up a free counseling program for these kids. They found out about the house and it went from there. Depending on the size of the room, each room rents for $30.60 New Zealand dollars per week including bills, which makes it significantly cheaper than most rentals in the area, about 1/3–1/2 the usual rent. During lockdown last year I was struggling to keep the house garden maintained as well as look after the baby and recover. A couple of the kids here noticed and offered to help out until I was better and we came to an agreement where essentially they would do the housework, gardening in exchange for free meals that I'd make for them. I quickly realized that they didn't actually know how to do these things after out laundry got flooded twice, etc. So this ended up getting turned into a Life Skills 101 class, essentially where I taught them how to repair clothes, get stains out, clean, etc. and over time also ended up including guidance on how to sit interviews, how to write a CV, how to find a job, play an instrument, cook a variety of meals, etc. I enjoyed it because it made me feel like I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing, and they enjoyed not having to buy their own food. Rolling on the floor laughing, most of the kids in the house got involved over time. Over Xmas a couple of them moved out as they'd found jobs and wanted to live closer to them. One of the new kids that moved in was a girl with DS. She was very passionate about my garden, so I taught her about all the different types of plant and how to look after them and helped her get a part-time job at a local plant nursery. The problem is that her mother has now come around and gone completely mental at me for trying to replace her, which wasn't my intention at all, and now has me second-guessing the whole situation. Am I the asshole here? Edited to add as I've had some messages. We don't get to know the kids' personal information unless they tell us themselves, privacy laws. But generally they end up with the council agency because their home life is unstable, unsafe, or they are aging out of the foster care system. Most of them are between 15–21 and this service is supposed to help them prior to going on a WINZ benefit or similar, with the obvious goal being to get them out of the welfare system, but this isn't always possible. Just to be clear, it isn't always the parents' fault here. From what I've seen, it's more often that the kids aren't coping with their home life and are lashing out at those around them, making it unsafe to stay with their families. And to everyone messaging to ask why my partner wasn't helping me, he's great, don't worry lol. Unfortunately, due to the virus situation last year, our local GP clinic had many DRS relocated to the local hospital to cover staffing issues, so my partner volunteered at the clinic so the locals could still be seen. Not the asshole. If her mother has taught her the skills in the first place, she wouldn't need the life lessons. Not the asshole. Mom sounds like she's carrying some guilt. It's great that you've been able to help her daughter find some independence. It's great that you're helping these kids. Not the asshole, you are incredibly selfless, and it is actually a great that your work betters the life of so many. Keep up the good work. Try to take care of yourself and don't mind the criticism. You are the asshole. Did you just write all of that stuff about how great you are, and then asked with one sentence and no more context if you're in awe? This sub is going downhill. Not the asshole, not even close. You are being an amazing person and doing amazing things. Never change or second guess yourself. That girl's mom clearly has some of her own issues, don't let her negativity get you down. Holy shit, this is the definition of a validarian post. Hey guys, I'm a teacher and my partner is a doctor. We have a huuage property, but we're super generous and rent super cheap to people in need. Also, I taught children how to be independent and functioning human beings. A mom is mad at me. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I fail to see how teaching a young lady with DS how to garden is you trying to replace her mother. And where has the mom been before now? You keep doing you. You seem to love helping these kids out, and I guarantee they will always remember you, and be grateful to. Life Lessons 101. Not the asshole. You're not replacing her mom. You're giving her opportunities to grow. Lol, this sub is a joke. You seriously think you could be an asshole for that? Wait, so you're essentially asking, am I the asshole for being a saint, and helping kids with disabilities? Really? You really have to ask this? Am I the asshole? Face with rolling eyes. So just to be clear, you're getting unpaid labor from young people with developmental disabilities with whom you have only a business relationship. How do you think that would look to anyone doing a legal investigation? Do you think the fact that you fed them will be enough to avoid this looking like an exploitation situation? This title is priceless. You are the asshole because if you really think there is any chance you would be the asshole here, your moral compass is so off track you must have done a lot of messed up stuff. You are the asshole because from an outside perspective it 100% looks like you're exploiting kids, very young adults with developmental disabilities into doing housework for you in exchange for food. Yes, it's good they're developing life skills, but this sounds incredibly sketchy. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. This post could have been much shorter. Yet you absolutely had to include all this unnecessary and sugar-coated background information in your quest for self-gratification. You are the asshole. What the fuck is wrong with you? Is this how you expected us to react? Why did you make this post? I'm an amazing person making a difference in the lives of young and vulnerable people in difficult situations. I'm making a material impact on their lives while helping lessen the burden on the welfare system. I'm doing this all without being asked and without being paid. The mother of one of these kids is feeling threatened by this. Am I the asshole? Yeah. No. Not the asshole. You are the asshole. Her kids are rules. Not the asshole at all. I don't see how has the mother come to such a conclusion. You just helped her daughter with a job which she likes. If necessary, you could assure her that you have no such intention and you were just trying to help her daughter. She should be thank you instead. Me and my partner own an old B&B that we use to rent to young adults and students. I'm currently not working due to medical reasons. I made a deal with them to teach them life skills like cooking and cleaning in return for them helping me with my garden. This worked out for everyone until a new tenant's mother learned about our deal and said I was trying to replace her. Am I the asshole? This is all you needed to post. Jerk yourself off less next time. NTA, but the way you wrote this makes me want to say the contrary. Not the asshole. You are mentoring, not parenting. Yes, there's some overlap because they need it. Same as teachers providing some aspects of parenting. That doesn't mean you're trying to or succeeding in replacing anyone. As for the jobs, you're giving very low rent accommodation and they offered to help out. That's a mature agreement between young adults and you are teaching them life skills that they will need. It sounds like a defensive reaction on the mom's part. Maybe with some guilt thrown in. You've done nothing wrong and a huge amount right. I'm so glad these young people have you and your husband for support. I find it very difficult to believe that a government agency is placing minors with mental health issues in a group home situation with no formal supervision. Do you really think you're the asshole or do just want appreciation? Not the asshole. Do you genuinely in any way think you're in the wrong for this? Throw the whole sub away. You're not an A for teaching them life skills, boarding, or feeding them, or helping them towards self-sufficiency. However, you are an A for getting unpaid labor. Also for questioning whether teaching them life skills makes you ta. Am I the asshole for donating to charity? Not the asshole. On no world are you doing anything wrong. What you are doing is essentially teaching them skills that would be valuable to have if you were in your 20s, and sadly not everyone learns at home, especially the gardening bit. I'm sorry the mum was angry at you, and I'm not going to say it's because she was a bad person or whatever because I don't know her, but it seems the girl both really enjoyed it and learned something from this experience, which is the main thing. You are really helping these kids and you should be proud of what you are doing for them, especially in your situation. Info. How many times did you jerk yourself off while writing this post? Not the asshole. Good on you for teaching these kids valuable life skills. This mother is jealous and petty. Where was she in this girl's life? Did anyone else's reading voice change accents after reading NZD? I'm sorry, but what world would you possibly be the asshole in this situation? Not the asshole. You and your husband sound like an absolute asset to society, and I hope this doesn't dissuade you from carrying on the good work. How could you possibly think that was an asshole move? I don't care what their life was before. The total asshole move would be to ignore their needs and not teach them how to function in the world. So get that ridiculous idea out of your head and do what you do best. And more power to you. The world needs more people like you. Not the asshole. You are doing a wonderful thing for those in need. Not the asshole. WTAF? Kia ora, by the way. Not the asshole. Not only are you not the you are probably the opposite. What you are doing with these kids is a wonderful thing. You are offering them an opportunity to pursue interests they don't get anywhere else. You are giving your time to help them learn skills that they will need later in life, and you are showing them what friendship is. You are a giving individual, and please, for the sake of these kids, don't stop. And if you ever have people, like this girl's mom, give you a hard time, I want to be crystal clear. It is because they are insecure that you are providing better for their kids than they did. But what you provide is so valuable, and will help that kid for the rest of their lives. Please stop being so hard on yourself, and keep being a wonderful person. What a stupid fucking title and post. You know you're not the asshole here, you just want people to tell you how great you are. Not the asshole. As the mother of a son who has mild autism, I take all the help I can get. I just want him to grow up with the necessary social and academic skills to be successful and happy. Whether that comes from me, a teacher, or whomever, I don't care. It takes a village. Not the asshole. You're doing a wonderful thing for these kids, both you and your partner. Not the asshole. This is what being a good neighbor and a friend is about. I would have been gobsmacked if a parent had been mad over me sharing a skill with their kid. I assume everyone I meet has something to teach me, even little kids. The mom thinking she is the only person to teach her daughter is bizarre. Not the asshole. People are generally healthier, happier, and better off when they have something to cling to or something to work for. You saw something she was interested in and made an effort to foster that interest into something beautiful. I know a number of people who feel like gardening is a form of therapy for them. You helped this girl more than you know. And #X200B. Besides that, you taught her one skill. 1. You didn't do anything that wouldn't have been done in school when she was a child or as an adult. If the mother was so upset about it, she could have made the effort to find out more about her daughter and her interests earlier. Not the asshole. You are providing such a great service to these kids. You are teaching them skills that will be with them their entire lives. And maybe even more importantly for some, giving them a memory to look back on in years to come that someone cared enough to teach them those essential things. The mom? Well, that's hard, but you're doing nothing wrong from what you've said. Not the asshole. You're an angel. More people like you would make the world a better place. Not the asshole, but very much so an absolute saint. Do you know how sweet and amazing that is? You sound like a delightful person with a kind heart. These kids need people like you in their lives, and you've helped them with the knowledge they need to get started with adult life. The mother is upset that you are helping her child be capable on her own. That mother was wanting her child to be dependent on her permanently. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. And this is a huge not the asshole. My parents taught me very little growing up. I learned a lit of fun stuff from my grandparents and a few other relatives, but not a lot of the basic adult stuff. I did not really have anyone to teach me how to do things for myself. There are still things that I have no idea how to do. Most of the basics I have learned over time, and a fair bit of thanks to the internet for that. And I am now 42 years old, also have ASD. I am trying to make sure my kids learn these things, but since I still struggle with some, I would be grateful to anyone that taught them to my children. I want my children to be more successful adults than I am, so I'm always looking for opportunities to help them grow. You are doing an amazing thing helping these children.